everyone, it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making a shaker magnet using the Happiness and Prosperity Sparkle Blends that was from the January-February release. You can see I dumped some of that here to show you how pretty it is. There are little dragons, gold, green pieces. There's a little scale piece in there, which is why I picked out this Kindred Stamps stencil that is the dragon scales. And you saw I was showing you the packaging that the set of magnets comes in. That was what inspired me to do a shaker magnet card. And I'm also using the Lawn Fawn stamp set called Little Dragon. And I stamped it out in MFT Extreme Black ink, Copic colored it in, and fussy cut it off camera. Oh, the original idea for this was to use some Kindred Stamps glitter gloss. I attempted to do that on the first one and it didn't come out really well. That's why you saw the glitter gloss in the video in the beginning and then you don't see it here because it was pretty much an epic fail. And it was user error, nothing else. It was coming out fine until the very bottom ones. It just wasn't, it got too gloppy and it got underneath the stencil. So I probably should have used pixie spray. The same kind of thing happened a little bit here. You'll notice on the right hand side that my stencil shifted a little bit. So some of the Distress Oxide got underneath the stencil a little, but it's okay. The two colors of Distress Oxide that I'm using are Barn Door and Fired Brick. And the piece in the center, that pink piece, is what I'm going to use to put in as the backing for the shaker piece. So you'll see what I mean in a minute after I finish this. This was pretty easy. I finished doing the stencil, cleaned it off, and then I could get ready to move on to putting the shaker part of this together. And the idea for this came from the dragons in this Happiness and Prosperity set. I had ordered this dragon stamp in my Lawn Fawn order that I got the other day, and I just thought it was super cute and it matched really well with those little dragon pieces that are in this adorable blend. Oh, now I'm taking the temporary adhesive off of the back because I don't want anything to stick to this. I'm placing it inside the plastic bag. Now this again was the bag that is holding the magnets in there. I believe there were 3 of them. They're from Hobby Lobby, fairly inexpensive. I got them when they were 50% off. And I'm just folding that bag over so that we can create a seal on 3 of the sides. I'm going to leave the top part open, and that's how we're going to place our shaker pieces in there. And I will cut off the excess because I don't want it to be super bulky on top of the magnet. I wanted it to lay as flat as possible. So I'm going to cut off a couple of the edges, the excess pieces, being careful not to cut too close to the corners because I don't want to create an opening where the shaker pieces can fall out of. So once all 3 sides are done and I've cut off the excess, we're going to start to place the pieces in here. And since this is a smaller shaker pocket, there are some pieces that I probably shouldn't have used. Anything that was domed, I wouldn't use. If I had to do this again, I would just make sure that I used pieces that were flat and the smaller pieces. Anything that was rounded tended to get a little bit more stuck. But again, live and learn and practice. I am getting a lot of practice making shaker projects. This is my last month as the guest designer for Doodles Paper Playground. So I do have a couple more projects for you, so I have a little bit more practice. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop making shaker projects. But my code for 10% off $10 or more at the Sparkle Blends, the Doodles Paper Playground Etsy site does expire at the end of the month. I will leave it down in the description box as well as the link to the Etsy shop so that you guys can go over and check things out. There is a new release in April, so I hope you guys will stop by, check it out. Check out the release live. I believe that's in a couple of weeks. So excited about seeing the new blends and to continue to make shaker projects. So to finish off this packet, the little shaker packet, I am going to make sure that I tape down the inside as well as the outside flaps of this from the bag. You always want to make sure that you do both so that nothing falls out. So once I've secured both of those flaps at the top of the bag, I am going to put ATG on the top of the magnet because I find it easier to put the tape on there and then glue the bag down to it than the other way around. And see, this is why I decided to do the stenciling all at the same time, so everything lines up perfectly and it looks like one seamless piece. So once the tape is down, I'm going to put it into place and it just looks, like I said, looks like one seamless piece, and the pieces are shaking. And here's where I see that some of the more rounded ones were having a little bit more difficult time shaking and getting stuck. I'm using a higher foam square on the tail and the legs of the dragon, and then I'm going to go back and put a lower profile pop dot on his head because it's on the bag and that's already raised a little bit. So didn't want to put a larger pop dot on that or a larger profile pop dot on that because it would stick too far up and it would look funny. So now that everything is in, after I put the other pop dot in place, everything is going to be stuck on and I'm going to shake it. And that is the shaker project for today, the magnet. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and it was something different than a traditional card that you mostly see with shakers. So thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.